вопросы.
Коллеги, добрый день. Меня зовут Анатолий Zabolotnyy. Я архитектор решений компании Click. Мы вендор, представляющий аналитическую платформу BI, которая вобрала в себя все основные моменты, необходимые разработчикам.
We embraced all the components that are needed for full-scale operation. Today, I would like to demonstrate how to get initial data and get final report and integrate it to portals, WebSphere, to anything. And, well, let us begin. We launch the so-called developers ClickSense desktop. We can see some ready-made reports, but we are going to create a new one. Let's call it SECR. Open. Analytical platform has inbuilt tools that make it possible to connect to any sources, flat files, XML, TXT, CSV, Excel, any databases, to be connected through ODBC and other connectors, special connectors to different enterprise systems, SAP, Salesforce, Impala, Aldera, many. You can get data directly from various resources. If you have, for example, exchange rates, currency exchange rates, or oil price, you can download data directly. We begin with connections to data sources and downloading data from those sources into the application. As an example, for this particular demonstration, we shall have 3 data sources: SQL database, Excel files, and QED, our proprietary column-based data storage file format. Provider OleDB, adapter, SQL native client, connection to data source. Windows certification, test successful. Load the database which is needed, the connection the way we like, and create it. After that, we have to get the data. Download, database owner. The system gets a list of tables. We choose the table. So this is a preview. We can see the structure of data here. Then we have to insert this query into a script. Then we plan to build a connection to table files stored on our desktop, the folder, our internal proprietary QVD format. So the principle is the same. The list of customers, we choose the file, the system makes a preview, we can indicate what we need, what we don't need, we can rename the fields. If everything is all right, then we say yes, and all that is in the script. We repeat the same actions for the remaining file types. If I press download now, the system will automatically address the sources, download data, and put it into an associative model. And it will use the same key names to combine the data. If you have a relational database with keys, with relations, what if your sources are heterogeneous and the key names may not coincide? In that case, we can solve the problem with the help of mining tools. For example, we downloaded data. Let's download. Yes, connections, requests. So we make a query, we load data. Let's interrupt it because we don't have the time. Let's open the application. Let's open it. Data loading started. Well, let's go on. Sorry, 5 minutes ago it was much faster. Accordingly, well, what do we have to do if your data is not linked, cannot be linked by keys? So we choose the files once again. So data loading can be done manually or by drag and drop of files into a work zone. Let's skip the stage and go to the stage when we do have the data. When data is loaded, when it has been loaded, we can start visualization. To do that, we have several options. We can choose the fields, the tools, and all those fields are open for analysis. For example, we want to have a gauge showing us the sales volumes. Sales. We find sales, drag and drop, drop it into the work zone, add sum. We choose it, and then we have to define thresholds, add segments or limits. For example, 500,000 and the color is red. We shall add another segment, 1 million. It will be yellow, and 2 million is going to be green. So that is visualization. This is not enough. We have a lot of data. We have to add something else. For example, a distribution chart showing dependence of sales on personnel, names, amount of sales, add the sum, and wages. So how much he sold and how much we paid him. And the system automatically built a diagram. And this is the general picture. On the fly, because all the data is in memory and all the changes can be applied instantly. If we are interested in this area, the people who have low wages but sell a lot, and the diagram is changed. Let's add a few more elements to see how they can automatically be demonstrated, how they interact. A histogram with the country and the volume of sales, or rather discounts. If you realize that you have to use the same value many times in many charts, you can build a master writing or a calculated expression. The same sales, sum of sales, and let's call it the sales sum, sales amount. We shall drop this element, and the system is not going to ask anything. It will build the visualization automatically. On your left, you can see the tags demonstrating what we can provide. If I choose certain vendors, for example, no, too much. These four. If I apply the algorithm, you can see at once that these are the persons who sold to those four customers who worked in those countries, got such and such revenues. And interesting why Elvis Presley sells so little and gets very high salary. And I can see the strange thing without any additional queries. This application is running on a center. It is customized automatically, appropriately scheduled. The system, according to a certain schedule, downloads data from the sources, and the end user has fresh data. It can get access from any mobile device, iPad or web or smartphone. The system automatically scales to the screen size. For example, a phone, a tablet, and all the principles remain the same. This is not all. Having developed this report, we would like to build it in your existing infrastructure, a web portal, for instance, or a Windows application. Out of the box, we have a developer portal. It looks like this. For example, we want to make it an iframe in our portal. To do that, we build an element called single. We choose our application that we have just created. The system automatically shows us all the objects built for that application. And here you are. That's all. As soon as we click, the system automatically generates an HTML link. We can view it, and this is how the end user is going to see the information. So everything is the same. So everything is automatic, everything is on the fly. ClickSense is a full-scale analytical platform from connection to different sources to visualization by embedding visualization, by developing your own elements, if you like, needed for narrow specific tasks. The architecture is client-server. The application runs on a server. We don't have any workload on your systems. It can be easily embedded in your web portals or applications, including Windows-based application. That's all I wanted to say briefly in this presentation. If you have any questions, how much time is left? 5 minutes. So we have 5 minutes for questions and answers, and at any moment you can go to our booth and see the demonstration. Thank you for the presentation, and my question is, the center which renders HTML, can it run under Windows, Linux? Server components run on a Windows platform, but you can use virtualization with Unix or Unix-like systems. So it downloads data into memory. What kind of volumes can it sustain? The system can work with unlimited volumes of data, but practically up to 500 million lines in memory at medium-sized servers. If more, then we start using big data tools. One of them is that we download directories with customers, with timing, and you work with a dashboard with aggregate data. You choose certain data, for example, 2013, a certain country with bad sales. We choose the year, the country. He goes to the tab, and then you will, after that tag, select, and you work with the database directly. So the section that you get from the database, you can work with it very quickly. It's small, but the interactivity is supported. Of course, we can use various levels of aggregation. We can download aggregates, facts, at special, separate pages. Please come to our booth. I'll tell you about that in detail. We have customers with hundreds of billions of lines, and they work with a cluster of a couple of servers. Can we clusterize the? Yes, of course. We can increase the number of servers. You can virtualize, for example, data processing one server, authorization second server, and increase the power of each of those machines. Can we embed other systems in your general scheme? Something that we cannot present in this beautiful way. It's not business analysis. Well, yes, of course. Through iframe, through GIF technologies, when we can use CSS files, styles, brands, everything. Or we can use Windows applications. We have out-of-the-box .NET developer kits that would help you embed any kind of features into any environment. Do you encrypt data? Yes, HTTPS with SL certificates. We can use even Crypto Pro as the trust authority. Thank you.